It's threaded all throughout. In fact,
there.
that is the story of the gospel, isn't it? Right? It's not a coincidence that in order for us to be saved, for all of humankind to be saved, Jesus stepped into the most intense pain and suffering than anybody could ever fathom or imagine.
Amen.
So here we are. We serve this God who is with us, not just that he sits with us in our pain, but he entered into it and he willingly subjected himself to it, to the intense degree, the most intense degree that we could. And so when you start to see that, and you start to see, wow, like that, he was raised. I mean, this sounds so trite because we all preach it on Sundays, but God's Spirit raised him from the dead.
Yes.
Then you start to let that just wash over your own story. That means there's nothing that we can go through that can hold us down.
Same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead is alive in you.
That's right. And so I think what really began to happen over the course of that, especially that first year, is, eventually different pastors would start to ask, they'd ask me to come and share my story at their church. And what would take place is I would share my story, and then I would see this long receiving line after, come up afterwards. And I thought they were coming up to console or give platitudes or, hey, I saw your story. I just want you to know, I saw it on the news. That kind of, what ended up happening, Dale, is that people were coming up and they were sharing their pain stories with me.
Yes, you identified.
And it was like, whoa. And it almost was like that this was the first time that someone had given them permission in church to open up and share their story.
Be honest.
And be honest about it.
Be sure to check out the full episode of the 95 podcast by going to 95network.org/podcast.